man, like I said, the bigger we get, we got more people coming at us. People are going to try to do bad things to us no matter what because they don't want us to succeed.
Is we grew up so fast that we got so much attention, and you're not allowed to, in the corrupted markets, you're not allowed to go fast. You're not allowed to pop out of nowhere and help people change their life. You're not allowed to do that.
My name is Ashton Potter, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that all of you are having a fabulous, amazing, wonderful day today. Today, we have a few things to go through. We're going to be discussing the new Behind MLM article that was just posted today about OnPassive. We are going to be reacting to Marty and Chris's latest live from today. And then we're also going to be talking about how the FTC is cracking down on AI companies, and will that affect OnPassive? Some of you thinks not, because you don't consider OnPassive to be an AI company, as Alb says here. So I am interested to hear all of your thoughts and everything that you think about that. Without further ado, Oz has posted a new article, and it is about OnPassive. So we like to support them over here. So please go and check it out. write some comments, help them out. And it says the OnPassive SEC trial is scheduled for April 6, 2026. Hopefully by now you have all watched the Recovering Hunbot's coverage of that. She has gone through those documents and let us all know that it was moved. So it says a September 13th scheduling order has set an SEC versus OnPassive trial date for April 6, 2026. Note, this is not a typo. The trial is scheduled 18 months out from September of 2024, which is interesting because if you remember, they just wanted it to be moved from June 1st of 2025 to like December of 2025. They were like, please give us 6 extra months. And the courts were like, we'll give you until April. How about that? The court's scheduling order follows OnPassive owner Ashraf Mufarah's motion to dismiss the case being denied on August 27th, which is funny because that marked exactly 2 months that the site and all the products had been down for. So that was fun. And then he includes this wonderful picture. We all love this picture of Ash with the Post-it note on his head from the round table. Which, by the way, that was all the way back in February of 2022. Isn't that crazy? I remember reacting to that. Anyway, it says, following the dismissal, Mufarah and his wife filed their answer to the SEC's August 2023 filed complaint. The SEC alleges Mufarah and his wife defrauded consumers out of $108 million. Mufarah and his wife deny all of the SEC's claims, although they do say that they took the $108 million. They do say, yeah, there was $108 million. And yeah, we for sure took that money, but we deserved it. So it was okay. So just to let you know, Mufarah and the SEC had been in settlement discussions while a decision on Mufarah's motion to dismiss was pending. They were doing their mediation, as you guys know. An update on proceedings is provided in a September 11th joint filing requesting a discovery deadline extension, which I covered here on my channel, where it says the parties have also met and conferred to resolve discovery disputes on several occasions. Despite these efforts, the parties agree that an extension of the deadlines is necessary to complete fact and expert discovery in this case. Part of the reason discovery is complex is due to the SEC wanting to depose OnPassive employees in India. On October 10th, 2023, the parties jointly submitted a uniform case management report in which they noted that depositions may be taken in India, which may require requests for the court to issue letters rogatory to the Indian Central Authority. Right? Basically, the SEC has to write them and be like, can we please talk to these people? Hello, sweet goth. Good to see you. Groggering? What is groggering, Joe? February 2022, I hadn't even heard of this wild story yet. Oh, what a beautiful time. What a beautiful time for you. I remember when I hadn't heard of this yet. Seems like so long ago. So, they have to basically ask the Indian government, like, hey, we want to talk to these people. Can we please do that? So that's what that's about. The party stated that OnPassive would take all necessary steps to obviate the need for letters rogatory, including by making employees available for depositions to the extent possible, which I find a little bizarre, them saying that after they let them all go. And after like Mohammed Kamal in Dubai was like, yeah, you guys just go get other jobs. It'll be fine, But sure. The parties agree that an extension of the deadlines is necessary to complete fact and expert discovery in the case. This is so largely because of the issues previewed in the Uniform Case Management Report, namely that due to the fact that certain witnesses and evidence are located in India, the parties require additional time to complete discovery. Who exactly the SEC will depose remains a point of conflict. The parties have not yet reached agreement about the potential depositions of up to 14 foreign located witnesses, many former employees of OnPassive affiliate entities, many of which will require the issuance of letters of request to India and could take several months for India to process. So I know people are getting mad at like the SEC and the court system and everything. And yeah, that sucks. But the real issue here is really India. Okay, blame it on India. Hello, Ken Doll. Good to see you. We used to have a Kroger's grocery where I grew up. Oh, Kroger. So did I say it right? An OnPassive virgin. Hello, Jens. Mufara has also today been unable to provide the SEC with additional requested discovery. So this is kind of why I'm like, it's interesting he let them go. Like, I don't know if he is actually complying with everything like he should be. Based on this, it sounds like not really, you know? So it said significant document discovery is also still pending, including, among other things, critical software code in the possession of the defendants, which is located overseas. And that makes me wonder, again, and I've wondered this in the past, if everything went down so that Ash could hide it. I've always kind of wondered that, and I've said it in the past. And this kind of makes me wonder. This core evidence is necessary before the parties can take certain depositions and disclose expert reports. And then it says, I'm trying not to read too much between the lines, but these deposition discovery issues follow OnPassive employees in India striking back in June. So I think Oz and I are on the same page. At the time, OnPassive's Indian employees claimed they hadn't been paid for 6 months. Whether this is still the case remains unclear, and that's because we have no updated information. And I feel like I would be told. Hello, Nancy. I feel like I would be told. I get the feeling Ash might be representing himself for a bit because he thinks he's smarter than he is, and attorneys are expensive. Maybe, I don't know. Based off my Dear There letter, they didn't have attorneys back then. And like I've read through the court documents, and based on how they're written, like I question Ash's attorney, but you know, again, we don't want to read too much into it, right? But as far as we know, the employees have still not been paid. I feel like if Ash paid them, he would also brag about that to us. That would be something that he would want us to know publicly. Like that would be a good thing. You know what I mean? That he paid his freaking employees. We want that to happen. So I think he would let people know by now if he had done that. And I feel like we would have heard too if they finally got their pay. Many of them have open cases, and it could take a few months for those cases. So everything's kind of up in the air with that right now, as is stated here. It remains unclear. Either way, I'm sure there's more than a few OnPassive employees who will be eager to speak to the SEC. And finally, on a potential related note, OnPassive's website has now been down for over 24 hours. It's still down. OnPassive's website is believed to have been hosted and operated from within India. And it was. The servers were located there. You could look them up. Whether OnPassive's website going down is related to employee issues in India, because it was run probably by their Hyderabad office and the office in Dubai, right? And or the SEC's pending depositions of said employees is unclear. To the best of my knowledge, Ash Mufara hasn't publicly addressed OnPassive's website going down. No, he hasn't. The time for doing this would have been yesterday, and it wasn't even mentioned. Not once. Not once. No update. It could be the first week of October now, according to Ash. Still offline, Ash is more interested in making it an event about himself than in the company earning money. Yeah, right? And this lie of saving humanity in the future. But no, it's still down. OnPassive's Twitter account stopped posting on June 23rd And the last video uploaded to OnPassive's YouTube channel was on May 30th. And that's always been a little sus to me. I've mentioned it before. It's interesting to me that they stopped uploading, and then pretty much right after they stopped uploading, shit went down. You know what I mean? Like, the YouTube channel stops on May 30th. The Twitter account stops on June 23rd. June 27th is when everything crashed for them. And so it was like, maybe they did know that this stuff was going to happen. I read an attorney's letter today, date 10 Loli 2024. Yes, Loli asking for info. Grammar and body got worse. Sent straight to legal. That's awesome. OnPassive.com is still down, and Ash will make an excuse on Sunday why the back office is still down. Do not expect the ecosystem back anytime soon. He already admitted to owing $3.4 million, and as far as we know, that hasn't been paid off. But I'm also wondering if the OnPassive YouTube channel going down also has something to do with Muhammad Kamal and his connection to the company. Because here's the thing. At first, I was like, maybe Muhammad Kamal's running the channel, right? But as you guys can see here, the date that the channel started was September 30th, 2029. And Muhammad Kamal only joined OnPassive on September 21st, or 2021, sorry. September 2021. And I remember when he joined. I was covering it before he joined. And I remember him joining, you know? So he wasn't around back in September of 2019 when this channel was created. However, one thing you may notice is that the channel is from the UAE. And the UAE OnPassive is controlled by Muhammad Kamal. So it would make sense to me, too, that this channel would be like, I'm going to follow Muhammad Kamal and his OnPassive and maybe not want to post anymore because they don't want anything to do with Ash anymore. I do not know this. This is not fact. This is me completely speculating and then just looking at the dates and kind of, I have my tinfoil hat on right now, if you will. But that's all very interesting. I'm just kind of putting that information out into the world because it would make sense that, you know, if you were in the UAE and you were running the OnPassive YouTube channel, that you would follow the people in the UAE. And the biggest one there would be Muhammad Kamal. And allegedly Dubai is separating from the rest of OnPassive, right? And we don't have any confirmation really from Ash about this. This is all via leaked meetings that they've had that we weren't even supposed to see. But, you know, just these dates are all very, very interesting. So now that we've gone through all of that, Marty and Chris went live today. And of course, it is called What Did Ash Say? And I'll just tell you, yes, I am doing a parody song of a song, and it will be very fun. And hopefully it will come out by the end of the weekend. I've had a great morning. But something very interesting happened as well during this stream. You know, I want to show you guys. It was kind of funny. But as always, they went live. They did their 360 yesterday. Ash came on. He told them all that it might be the first week of October now. And some bullshit 2 more scenarios that didn't even make sense. And you can go and watch that. If you watch my 3-hour video, you get the gist. That's the important one. The 45-minute one I did before that was having sound issues, and that's why it's in 2 parts, if you're wondering. Apparently, my Microsoft Excel here doesn't, the Microsoft Edge here, they don't like StreamYards right now. So I think that was part of the problem. But because that all happened, now Marty and Chris are, of course, doing a live stream called What Did Ash Say? So we're going to be hearing what they say, because I find it quite interesting to look. I know Edge, Microsoft Edge. I was like, wait, I am like, that is not a good browser. Okay, don't use it. But yes, I have been using Edge. All right, I'm using Chrome now. Don't laugh at me. But StreamYards doesn't like it sometimes. All right, they don't like Edge at all. So don't use it for StreamYard. It hasn't been working the greatest. And of course, this one's called What Did Ash Say? It's going to be a recap. Always very interesting to see how they interpret. And he said a whole lot of nothing. If you missed it, it's the same. All right. It's either going live at the end of this month, first week of October, and then apparently they're going to be doing phases, and he just doesn't know if he should close it out, all the old company stuff out first or after they go live. And it was a really ridiculous sort of thing. I'm sure they'll reiterate it here. But it was fun.
Wow. Explosive 360 yesterday. Thank you.
It is sped up a little bit.
Everybody for being here. I'm so excited for everyone after hearing what we heard yesterday. And I'm not surprised of any of it, but looking at hindsight being 2020, the big deal for me is we're so fortunate. This is going to sound horrible. Fortunate that the bad thing that happened. Because going by Ash yesterday, we wouldn't be in this new direction with super talented people. Okay, so that's one up that really makes me feel good. I was telling my wife, I said, well, this was beyond. And I'm, all of us have been with Ash a long time. I've been a lot of meetings with him, and I read him yesterday, and I went, he's going to explode. He was moving back and forth like Chris Wonder or Stevie Wonder. Right? I mean, he really was. It was pretty cool. All right, let's shine the light on somebody today, and then we'll do a recap. Actually, I have a recap video.
Hey, Daddy.
So it's written out, and then we'll highlight some stuff. Anyway, like I said, I'll talk to you after. Here we go.
Okay, so again, they're acting like there's some crazy new information, and it only here would you hear companies say, our website and all of our products crashed, and a whole bunch of people stole money from us and fucked us over. But you know what? That was a really good thing. Thank God that happened. Nowhere else in the business world would you ever hear anyone say that. Only here in MLMs, right? I guess we're just playing shining the lights, the shitting the lights, We're just playing them now on our other webinars. Good old shit in the light.
No.
Stop going there.
It's like we don't even get the videos now on their own. Now he's just going to play them for us during their live streams. I hope this is a real one. Why don't we have the closed captioning? It's like, I would love to know what he's saying right now. Why do you put that outro if you're going to be playing it during your live stream? That's silly. But okay, guys.
Another Mexican death founder that I've never seen. Thank you.
Yeah, and this is what, okay, first of all, that was so dismissive. What the fuck was that? Another death founder that I've never seen. Lord. Secondly, and that's what I don't understand. Is the point is that you're supposed to be introducing them to everybody. And don't act like they didn't write to you and tell you what they said. I know that they did. So I don't know why you can't take a minute and put the words on the screen so that we know what they said. Like, for people that don't speak sign language, we want to know what they're saying. Just because you don't give a fuck doesn't mean that I don't. I want to know. And how am I being introduced to this person now? How is that introducing me to this person and making me connect with this person? When you're doing that, it's so isolating to the deaf community that's in OnPassive. They're like, well, they're just talking to the other deaf people, though. But I don't understand. Like, what are we doing? Just imagine the level they'd be at if their money had not been stolen and Mohammed Nazal and Dr. Susan had not tried a hostile takeover. And see, and that's the way that the O founders are perceiving this right now. Except I'm not sure if they know that Dr. Susan left. But they do know that Mohammed Nazal left. So he's become the scapegoat here now. Because Ash keeps talking in code and not just telling people what's going on or shutting up about it, which is what you need to do. I've said it before. If you're going to do a video like that where you're going to make accusations, you have to say who did it. You can't be like, it was just somebody out here. Because when you do that, the audience automatically goes into witch hunting. They're like, who was it? Was it you? Was it you? Was it that person? And that's what's gone on here, as it does. So they are being like blamed for it, and it's very not fair because I don't think that they did anything that Ash wouldn't have approved of, especially because we would know it's all bullshit. Maybe Chris got some vodka in that mug there. Maybe. Chris just keeps going there. He won't stop.
Stop going there.
Lord. Definitely people discriminating against the hearing able. Deaf people discriminating against the hearing able. Yeah. Marty, the more bad things happen to us, the better position we are in. It's pretty cool. It's very bizarre thinking. Going through bad things and failing is found across the board in MLMs as a good thing. And it's like it would be a good thing if you learned from your experience and then learned how to do better and then didn't break all of these laws and etc. But it's like they learn how to scam better instead. You know? But it says, I would like to know what the deaf community is saying when they come out here. They're not hiding it from you. They're sending the emails, and I guarantee you they're saying, in my video, I'm discussing this. My name is this. I am this person. You could at least tell us who they are, and give us a little bit of it. If you can't do the closed captioning because it's too hard for you, as you said. Marty went into this big rant about how impossible it was to put the words on the screen for the same length of time and all this stuff. It doesn't even have to match up completely. We would just like to know what they're saying, but at least put some of it. Put their name, put a couple of the things that they said, when they joined. Lord. It's what? Why would you do that? Oh, I know. Everyone knows. Don't worry, Daddy. Everybody knows. Mom and Nazal, and I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids. It's it does. It creates this imaginary villain. And the villain is Ash the whole time. Ash is the problem here. But no, it's everyone else.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That was amazing.
Okay. Something that I have discussed with Chris. I'm very happy.
In this one, Chris doesn't even tell us what he says. At least the last time they did this. Afterwards, Chris was kind of do you want to know what they said? And I was like, yeah, it would have been nice to know that during the video, though. But please do tell us. And he did tell us a little bit. This time they're just like, all right, well, moving on to the next thing. And I'm like, okay, I have no clue what the person said. I only recognized a few of those signs. I have no clue. I literally have no clue. Couldn't tell you, but I would like to know. And that's sad to me. Don't do that.
See that a lot of people are going towards the direct. Here's the thing. The products we know from yesterday that our leader,
A+,
our favorite family member, Mr. Anthony Farah, if he's that excited over the technology that he's seeing, oh my gosh, okay, for all of us.
I'm having
I tell you, I thought about it months ago. And
I need a tech person, please. I'm having a hard time because the site's down at this point. Like, completely down. So can they make it down for us, but then he's still like using it? Can you like take it offline? Like, because my issue is also that the data was gone. Like, nothing makes sense here. Nothing makes sense. The data was gone. He owed AWS, Amazon, $3.4 million. So they shut him down. Okay. And then they were like, well, that's okay. We'll just start from scratch again and get a new host. But then now the site's been completely down since Monday. So I'm thinking that maybe Amazon took it down finally because, you know, they sort of kept a version of it up and gave him some time to pay his bill. Like, that would be kind of like that makes sense to me for how our world works. You know, I'm like, in the real world, that might be how that would go. But now it's like gone, and I'm like, how would he then get access to it? Could he get access with a VPN? Like, would he be able to get in there? Even if they took it down, like, completely. Like, we're talking, it's not up. It's not on a host. There's no server. It's just like a dead link now. He still owns the domain name. That can follow him with whatever host he gets. That's a separate thing. But, like, my understanding is at this point, by, like, right now, it would be the opposite of what he said, where come Sunday night, Monday morning, when that went down, he would not have access. You know? Oh, he would do it to the new servers? But if he doesn't have the data, how would he move it to a new host? Like, maybe they did come up with new stuff? If they did, that's pretty fabulous. I mean, it took them 5 years to come up with the old stuff. I'm like, see, look, when you have a fire light under your ass, you can make products in a few months then, huh? Good to know. Good to know. Like, because that's all this will tell me. If that's what's going on, right? If he redoes all this and then does get it up, I'm just going to be like, so then what has the problem been? Like, it just seems like a weird thing. It could be data from the last time anybody downloaded a backup. Okay. So if he had a backup downloaded like a little bit before the site went down, maybe not right when it went down, but a little while before, then he could have like kind of like a skeleton of these products, if you will, to build off of. And then that would also make more sense as to why he might be able to get this back up and running sooner, you know? I'm just having a hard time because I'm kind of like, but it's still down. He said they were sending him a special link. So that's why I'm like, so can you get a special link? Your website's down for everyone. and then it's like private for you. I guess you can. The Beatles made a song about Ash years ago. He's a real nowhere man sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. You know, ooh, I'm intrigued. What were the colors on the last download? Yeah, like, that would make some sense, but I'm still having a hard time with him getting it back up and running. And right now, it's still on the old host when you look it up. So I don't know. I'm very confused by that. And I'm not a tech person. Ash is accessing the website on a thumb drive. See, I'm wondering. See, and that's what I was wondering. I was like, maybe it went down, but he has like some kind of version of it. And I wonder if you can do that. I'm not a tech person, so I'm not going to be like, well, this is what is probably going on when I don't know. Okay, so private access can be done with a VPN. And they would send him a link for that then. Big Rog had an introductory offer, first 3 months for only $10, then pay regular rates. Ash bummed the $10 from Red from all the Colonel Daniel Lee super stickers, and now he can't pay full rate. They pasted it on a Word doc and sent it to Ash. He's still trying to figure it out. I'm just very confused. You can download whole sites for offline viewing. So could he have downloaded that before it went down? Like the latest version of his site? You know what I mean? So maybe he does have the latest version. I don't know if he'd be able to also. I guess you could technically get a download then of all the codes and everything for that. Right? Someone else would have done it. It would not have been Ash. I'm wondering if somebody else has done this. Ash said he had a local copy, like an external HDD. Yeah, and I don't know. And that's why I'm kind of asking if it can be online. Because then he also said that he was sent like a link. So I'm like, okay, so then it's online, but it's offline. And it's just, it's so iffy because of the question of whether or not he has his data, I think. I think that's what's fucking me up. I thought there was something wrong with my connection when I went to Marty's stream on his channel. I don't think it would download the database. See, that's what I'm wondering, though. You know, I'm kind of like, maybe they could have. If they put it in a PowerPoint, Ash is screwed, right? I don't know how it works. I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer. But I'm just kind of trying to figure out what it is that they're doing here. You know, and then also trying to figure out how much of their information could they possibly have? Because it didn't sound like they had backed up anything based on what we've heard. You know what I'm saying? Like in these leaked calls. So that's basically what I'm asking is there another way that they could have gotten this information since and grabbed it before the site went down on Monday, which I hope they grabbed something before it went down. Otherwise, we're fucked here. Like, you know, like what are we doing to try to save this? It's kind of what I'm trying to gauge here because I don't know how much of it we could save. Out of curiosity, what happened to Susie McRae? She might have had to go back to work. It should be only the website. It will not include people's accounts. See, I don't know if they have any of that either. And that's a whole other issue, isn't it? Like other people's accounts, who they signed up, O coins that were put in by the O wallet. I don't know if Ash will ever be able to recover that data if he doesn't have it either. Like, I don't I don't know about all that. I don't think he has that. I'm talking more about the format of the website, because it sounds like they wanted to take the old format and then make it work for the new host, which you can do. People do that all the time. They don't usually need to have their websites down for like 6 months to do it, but it is done. The issue here became because Ash owed the money. We thought that maybe AWS was holding on to the data and not releasing stuff to him or allowing him a transfer. Because you have to kind of, you can apply for transfer too, where they'll kind of transfer all of it over for you. I guess that was my understanding of it, and it will be a lot easier. And there's just a lot of things that can kind of happen. So it sounded like they maybe didn't want to transfer it over because he owed the bill, and that's where some of that issue came in. You know what I'm saying? So he had to pay $3.4 million in order to be approved to transfer all of it over, kind of deal. And I don't think he's been able to do that. I mean, where's that money coming from? He's already spent the O-Connect money from last September. That was probably spent by October. So basically it's like, could he go back, grab the site, how it was up for AWS, the best way he can, kind of like download a version of it, if you will, like you guys are saying, an offline version of it, you know? And then would he be able to then use that and any kind of thing that he could have saved from that to rebuild on a new host? Like, I feel like that's something that can be done here. And maybe that's the way he's trying to go. But like Chris says here, like, that's not going to then give them back all of their info. Right? Like, I think that the accounts and all that, that's gone. I don't think. And me and the recovering Hunbot said exhaustively, like, we don't know if he's keeping any of these people's data and who's signing up who. Like, we really hope he's keeping this stuff. We hope he has Excel sheets full of this information. Like, oh Lord, I hope he has it. Like, because as the CEO, he should have been. He should have been. He should have been ensuring that these things were all backed up and that these things were all, backed up onto databases he could have access to no matter what happened to the website or anything else. That was all like their responsibility to do that. I don't think any of that got done. I think that he was just depending on always having Amazon host it and him having access to all of this information in the OES as it was. He doesn't think ahead of these issues. So it's like, he doesn't think, oh, maybe we need that information out of here because what if everything crashes? I haven't seen Susie lately either, but I'm assuming that she's just been super busy. I know she's still in. They still talk about her, so she hasn't left. Like, as far as I know, they brought her up recently, since nothing major happens with OnPassive. Wes says, the website, the whole thing can sit on a thumb drive depending on what they use. Head over to Magic Marty's and right-click, save as, and you can run the whole thing without images locally. The HTML simple. Okay. So then you can, all right. So you can grab it all. So I'm assuming that he's done that then. And that his plan is to do all of that and then re-upload it onto a new host. Which I don't think, I'm pretty sure that new tech people could do that. I don't think you need to be, like, have your PhD in web development to get that done. I think most techs could probably pull that off. Even if it's like people that are in OnPassive that have just volunteered their time. My understanding is that moving like websites is kind of first year tech stuff. We all could say we are founders. He might not have proof otherwise. That's the thing. I don't know. And I'm also wondering, by the way, if he doesn't have this, because I feel like this is some of the information that the SEC is having trouble getting. I'm thinking they're having trouble getting it because he didn't keep it. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if that's part of the problem. So it looks like he's saying, yeah, we're going to go along with everything you say. We'll help you get all the information and all the stuff you need and blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, okay, we need a database showing everyone that's been in this thing. And then he goes, oh shit. Yeah, no, I don't. We never thought to do that, you know? And he's been learning through this case how to run his business. He is taking notes and he is trying to find the loopholes, he's told us. So it would make sense to me that along the way, that's how he would have found that out, you know, because he doesn't think ahead. I doubt there was ever any business logic behind Ocoin. Everybody had the same amount, right? And they couldn't transfer or use the damn things. No. Here's the thing. There was a time when they were being told to input money in there and it would turn into Ocoin. So if you uploaded $10 US into your O wallet, it would show up as 10 Ocoin. And people were uploading money to it because they were being told that they had to purchase the products with the Ocoin. So some people uploaded to buy the OConnect in September of 2023. So there were people that had more than just the 10 Ocoin that everyone got for signing up. And I don't know if we have that data. I don't have that data. I don't know if Ash has that data, if OnPassive has that data. I don't know if he would have kept track of all of that. That's kind of some of the worry here. Such a downloaded copy would be a static snapshot if the server was configured properly to always interpret scripts. Yeah, because you could get the script of it, right? And then couldn't you just make it so that the script goes for the new host kind of thing? I'm currently developing a web app and all the clients are vanilla HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it can run anywhere. The server is my own and clients just connect to it so it can sit on a thumb drive. Could Ash have come up with his own server in this time? I don't know if he would have been able to do that. But it's an interesting thing to ask about. The data is in the flat earth there. It's been sent up to the fake moon. So few active founder accounts. I don't know if we would have all of the founder accounts. Ash is the guy who doesn't take insurance because he thinks he will never be in a car accident and his house will never burn down. And then both things happen. And then he blames it on the insurance company not forcing him to have insurance instead of on himself for not getting the insurance. That's exactly who he is. He's like, my car will never be in an accident because I created a new AI system. And that's what I mean, though. Like, the thing is that Ash really does not think that this is going to go wrong. Like, it's almost like even in his planning of this, like, he never thought that even one person would be like, I don't like this OnPassive thing, and this Ash dude seems kind of scammy. Like, it's been a huge eye-opening experience for him or something, doing OnPassive and having any kind of, like, pushback or anything. So I don't know if he would be planning for these disasters because he just kind of doesn't think they're going to happen because he's so perfect. So why would any of this have ever happened? Everything's perfect. He's perfect. The products are perfect. Wes is right. I've self-hosted and run a website locally on my own Mac. You do it to get a site ready before uploading it to a host. Okay. So hopefully Hopefully he has that. Because I'm not too confident that if this man, because here's the thing. He's saying that when this goes live, it's going to be better than the old stuff. And I am really not confident that this man is going to rebuild all of this stuff from the end of June until now, and it's going to be better unless he has access to the old stuff. And then there's a little bit of a possibility that he might have figured some things out. You know what I'm saying? But if we're doing it from scratch, we're definitely fucked. Like, it's not going to come up in the next 5 years. We have 5 years to wait here. Okay? Get ready. Strap in. All right? Because it's not coming up before the SEC case in April of 2026. Like, that's what we're looking at. Like, you know? I mean, if you're competent, you could have a server in the next 5 minutes. But like you say, I doubt Mafar could. But could he get somebody else to? I don't think he's doing this. But he says that he has other people. And I believe that the people in this thing believe in him and this so strongly that they will volunteer themselves to work for free for him. The employees he hired did not volunteer to work for free for him. He owes them their salaries and wages, and he better fucking pay it. But in this moment, with him creating this huge issue, right? Because he's made this way worse than he had to turn it into a huge, it sounds like a huge disaster where they're all getting fucked over to them, you know? So then that creates urgency in his followers. And so I strongly believe with all that going on that several of them, if they have some expertise in tech here, would have said, I volunteer, I'll help you get this thing back up and going. I don't think he's lying when he says that. Unfortunately, he has such a hold on these people. And like I said, he's really created this sense of urgency and this sense of this isn't his fault. Other people have fucked them all over. And they need to all come together to fix this, to make sure that they can all be millionaires by next month. So it's like, somebody else, not him, but somebody else, I'm wondering if they've gone that route for him. You know? They use PHP, which gets interrupted by the server, so a downloaded copy would be the resulting HTML. Okay. Ash might have paid his current tech people with Ocoin or founder positions. Yeah, like maybe he's telling them that, hey, you know what, I'll give you guys free OConnect for a few months to say thank you. Or maybe he hasn't told them anything and they're just doing this for him. He really has like control over these people in that way. And they really do believe in him. Unfortunately, they believe in him strongly. So I don't even know if he'd have to promise them anything. Maybe up when October ends. Yeah, pretty much. Keep your eyes out for my new OnPassive break, Dash It, launching soon. It will be a nice dashboard and about as useful as OnPassive's. I look forward to it.
Doing this for years, actually. But talking with Chris, we pushed it big time because I believe there's valuable time even when people think there's nothing going on.
I hope.
Although Ash was cleaning up some mess and redirecting the ship and everything, we'll get the story.
And this is what it does too, is it also creates this illusion that he's been working this whole time, dealing with all of this stuff, because we've often sat here and been like, well, what the hell is he doing? He's not doing anything. Nothing's getting done here. Nothing's being made. The products all suck. What's happening, you know? So see what it did?
At that time, look, let's really put the magnifying glass on people. And what I mean by that is I have no control over the products. I can tell you if I love it, I'll use it and I will understand each one of them the best of my ability. But I have no control over making it or the engineering of it. I don't have the skills. I don't even know. the 2% that we need to do, and I mean that 2%, Ash and the corporate side is doing 98%. It goes down to what can we do? And the most powerful thing I've seen in OnPassive, and Chris brought it up this morning too, is when you go somewhere or you're in a meeting, and that meeting, somebody's speaking, doesn't matter who it is, and they're talking about others in a good way, on how they want to help them, or they're edifying somebody, or they're pointing out somebody that did something that was really cool or great for them personally, in turn, good for the company. And I think on time to come, as time goes on, this core of people, and by the way, like Chris said, this guy from Mexico that was the deaf community in Mexico, I never saw him before. But my point is, how many thousands of people out there that are dynamite, that are above average hearts, above average hearts and caring that we haven't met yet. Okay. And I believe as we all meet and we all lift each other above ourselves and we get to where we know our neighbor and love our neighbor and care for our neighbor in OnPassive, when the doors open, there will be people that will come in, and I've said this all week long, and I'll probably keep saying it, that when the doors open, they're going to be drawn to the products. That's a given. And when the products are put in somebody's hands, I'm not talking about anybody OnPassive right now, a new person goes to the products, probably used the similar type product in other companies, and they go, oh my gosh, the technology, I've never seen it. This is amazing. They're overexcited of what they paid for in many ways. They got it, so it's such a good deal. The technology of it is massive. The power of this is those people, as long as you don't tell them, are going to share it with somebody else. The minute you say you got to market, why? You don't have to market in OnPassive. The products are so good, they'll market themselves. How would I market OConnect in this new horizon? Invite people on to do something, family members, we all get together. Don't mention anything like you can have it, because instinct will be, as they're looking around, people are nosy. If it's 2 out of 10 say, hey, can I have something like this?
You guys did say you missed the product talk. So you know they watch. They definitely took notes of your comments during the last few streams.
Understand how to work it? Yeah, I have Zoom or I have another one. They're in. They're already in. Do they have to be a big marketer? No. Because down the road, once they're in and they like what they're seeing and they're using it, guess what? They're sharing it with people you don't know. And what will happen then? Hey, I was on a webinar, and it's your Uncle Bob. I was on a webinar with my fishing buddies, and they want to get it too. Can they have it? Not only can they have it, you could make a little bit of commission. You're kidding me. Nope. Okay, now you throw $5 in somebody's hands that got a product that they want.
Right? It's like, why would they need to know it? The deaf people just talk amongst themselves. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate everything about it. I hate it. Ugh.
They love,
so
they shared. It's only a snowball reaction where they go, now,
what was that cough?
Can I do this more? Yeah. Not only that, you could buy targeted traffic and blow this thing up. That automatically, see, all these little things that we're not thinking about. You know why people don't like MLM? The people that come up to them to ask them if they want to join don't believe a word they're saying. Not the person receiving it, the person delivering. What? If you come in this business, you're going to make a lot of money.
No. You guys watch anti-MLM. When have you ever heard one of us anti-MLM creators read a Hunbot post and read it like, hey, hun, I really want you to come and try this crazy rap thing. It'll help you. That's not how we read. Oh, no. Do you want to know why? Because it's actually the opposite. Oftentimes you sound too excited and it's, Hey, hon, you want to come and join my crazy rap thing? I promise that you'll lose weight with it. All you have to do is pay $80 a month and you get 4. That's what a week. Oh my God, it's so great. But we actually have to do it every 3 days. Shh. That's how we talk about it because it's overemphasized. And they overly believe in it. If anything, it's the opposite of that. You're too excited. And then we look at the product and it sucks. And we go, why are they all excited over this? There's like 500 of these in the market already. That's the issue. And that's the issue with OnPassive products. Is that you want to release OMail and then you think you're going to take over Outlook and you're going to take over Gmail and you're going to take over all of these other companies that have been around for a long time doing this, except when you first released it, you didn't even have a reply or send button. Some of us have sent out emails with it that we're still waiting to receive. I guess we're not getting them now, guys. They're gone, rip. So, like, that's what the problem is. It's not that you guys don't believe in it. It's, if anything, you believe in it too much. And you believe in it without asking questions, without actually looking at the facts and doing research. And then you tell other people to do the same thing. And I don't like that.
They're not very competent. Why? Because you're not going to make a lot of money. You'd have to be 1 or 2% of the people. And we're not. Most of us aren't. Anyway, it's this. That's where I'm at. This is why OnPassive knocks me out, because I know the potential is so big and it's very hard to sell or convince potential. How do you give potential? All I can do is give you scenarios to make you think. This is the inspiring part that me and Chris want to do. Anyway, yesterday's webinar, I had some issues here with my grandson because we're family. I'm going to tell you, the grandchildren live with me, and Shorty, JJ, he doesn't want me to call him Shorty anymore. He's a young boy, 8 years old. He, since we've had him, he's been with us since he was 2, 3.
No. Nope.
2. Papa, what? Can I talk to you for?
Nope.
And Jaden had anger issues, which we have to work on. Why?
No. Listen. I tell you right now, Marty, and this kind of goes with something I had to tell Chris too the other day, because Chris was in my comment section telling everyone that they were cowards because they weren't on YouTube in their first and last names. And he thinks that you should come on here and log on the internet and then make your YouTube account in your first and last name. And that kind of goes with what I'm saying here too. Here's the thing about MLM companies. MLM companies say you should go on the internet in your full first and last name. Hell, even use your middle initials if you want to. Completely put your personality out there. Tell everyone about all of the trauma that you've ever gone through in your life. Tell the whole internet about it. It's a great idea. Then you should also take pictures of your children, sometimes even in the bathtub, especially if they're using our products in the bathtub. That's a great idea. Do that. And you should always tell us about your struggles in your home. And they open up this this community, right? Because everyone's a family. And everyone is helping each other, right? And it's all about personal development and growth. They seem to think it's okay to then vomit personal information. And oftentimes what happens is parents will use their children in ways that should not be used. I don't need to know what your children are going through. Unless you and I are close friends and we're talking in private and you're struggling and you're like, hey, I need to vent and talk to you about this. I do not want to hear about it. Okay. And that's not me being cruel. I'm sure your kids are cute. You know, you can tell me you have kids. You can tell me, you know, they do something cool. But I don't want to hear their struggles, because it is not up for you to come out here and share those stories. Those are their stories. And if they grow up and they choose to be adults and then they want to share them on the internet, they can do that when they're adults. But it is not up for a parent to be blasting out very personal struggles of their kids. I don't like that. I think that's not good. As a parent myself, like, I don't know if that's a good thing. We don't need to know. We don't need to know. And I don't want to hear it. And I'm not here to critique that. I'm not really here to critique Marty on his parenting skills. That's not what I'm here for. I am here to critique Marty on his scamming in OnPassive, his MLM scamming, and the manipulation tactics that he uses. And I don't like this, because MLMs kind of push people to do this, because this kind of like trauma dumping, it gives everyone like this false sense of closeness and this false sense of this relationship and this community. It helps emotionally manipulate people. And then oftentimes they'll say that like the scam that you're in is helping these things. So it will be like, yeah, blast all of your kids' trouble and then talk about how the scam is helping you deal with it all. And it feels icky. It feels icky to use your kids to sell the products. And it feels even ickier to use your kids' personal stories and struggles to connect with that community. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Listen, if you need some advice on parenting, there's tons of parenting groups in my community, and I'm sure that there are in yours as well. Go find a parenting group in your community and hook up with them. Go seek counseling services. There's tons of counselors that will deal with parents struggling with things. Hook up your kids with counselors if they need them, but do not come out here on the internet and be like, oh my God, my daughter is struggling with like so many things, blah, 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 and then use that as some way to then talk about your MLM. I don't like it. I hate it. It all gets used against you when they can get you to tell them so much. It's not a community, it's a cult. And that's the thing as well, is that oftentimes people get exploited with this information when they leave. And then people go, well, Queen, that's only in religious cults, things like Scientology. And I go, yeah, well, do you know what Nexium was? It was an MLM company. People were told to give up personal information, to make videos of themselves bad talking their family members. That's what they were told to do. Badmouth your family. And then talk about how us, the savior MLM company and programs that we provide, has now saved you and your family. That's what MLMs always do. And it's very, very culty. And so that's why I don't like it. It opens the doors to be led to worse things down the line that I think you should just nip in the butt right at the beginning. Just don't do it. All right, if your community's not doing that, then you don't have to worry about it getting culty. Right? So just don't get in the, like, don't form a community that's all about sharing traumatic stories of your children. You know what I mean? Like, I have a kid. My kid is in grade 5. My kid just turned 10. She's on the spectrum. Are there days where I'm having struggles as a parent? Hell yeah. Would you know about a single one of them? No. No. I won't even tell you that I'm struggling that day or that she's struggling or anything. Nobody will even know. Nobody knows. That's for me and my husband and my daughter to know and deal with. That is not for the internet. Okay? And it's not my story. That's my daughter's story. That's her life story and her childhood. So it's not up to me to then go and tell her story, you know? And this is what the feeling I got when I was listening to Marty do this whole speech is I was like, these are not your stories to tell. It reminds me of my mom, like gossiping with her friends on the phone and telling them all of the secrets that I just told her after she promised me that she wasn't going to tell anyone. I grew up with a narc mom. Some of you will relate. That's what it reminds me of. I hate it. I can't stand it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I get it. I almost did it. I was using my daughter in my MLM ads. Been very open about that. But then you stop. You go, that's not good. Let's not do that. And the reason why I'm so open about it is because I try to be like, I'm talking from a place of experience. I'm not just out here accusing MLMs of doing things. A lot of them are things I've gone through, things that I've done, things that I would never do and never would have done had I not been in that MLM. It was the MLM and the culture that they had, right? That hustle culture that they provide for you and all of the way that it works that kind of pushes you into acting in those ways. So I get that Marty doesn't even fully realize what he's doing right now, maybe. You know? At all. You know? But that's what it is. And I don't like it, and I don't want to really hear about his kids' struggles. They're none of my business. And they're not for us to react to. So I'm fast forward.
What a beautiful man he is. He did call me after and asked me what was going on. But I was so happy he's getting a ray of sunshine.
The system is even better.
All right, yeah, that's about where it was.
Video. It is not, listen to me, it is not a Steven Spielberg production, okay? But I just wanted to bring up so you guys.
So after Marty goes on and on about the struggles that his children and grandchildren are going through, that again, I don't think that we need to hear about. He announces that Dan Street has put together a little bit of a video, or put together the notes. Sorry, he put together the notes of yesterday's stream with Ash. So now Marty has made a little bit of a video about it.
And they're fantastic. So I took the notes, ran them through he's getting a ray of sunshine.
There.
Anyway,
sorry.
I'm going to play something that's mainly words, but what I wanted to say, Dan Street, thank God, took notes about yesterday, and they're fantastic. So I took the notes, ran them through a rephraser AI thing, and tried to make it so I could make a video. It is not, listen to me, it is not a Steven Spielberg production, okay? But I just wanted to bring up so you guys can watch it, and we'll talk afterwards. It's not very long.
Week to test the system.
Right, like he was allowed to take a day without any explanation, I felt like. You know, like we didn't need him to explain. It's very bizarre that the obligation that he has, you know?
And we'll talk afterwards. It's not very long.
Week to test the system is even better than he thought it would be. We're in a much better spot strategically than we were 5 to 10 months ago. Right now, the most exciting thing is that we have the talent to help us move forward for the long haul. Having the right skills, being honest and maintaining integrity while delivering top-notch quality will help us reach the next level in no time. The overall position is just great. With our new setup, we can reach higher ground much faster. This is such an amazing dream come true. We did it. It's no secret. We've got the business back on track and we're excited to be back. We're not just back. We're excited to share that we have a better direction and position now. I'm focusing on my own experiences instead of just what I've heard before. I'm really enjoying watching everything unfold right before my eyes, and I have to say, I'm quite impressed. You can look forward to checking your account in just a few days. We're getting really close to the next phase of OnPassive. There won't be much happening in the current OES. We'll guide everything to the next phase. We're excited to share a timeline for the next, best chapter with you. If it takes longer than a couple of months, we'll come up with a plan for the transition. We're on our way to an amazing comeback. We would love to hear your thoughts to help spread the excitement. You'll be left without words. If you're on board with this idea and adventure, stick around and keep an eye out. In the first week of October, you'll get important updates about the current situation with OnPassive and when the next phase will happen. Our adventure began working on an Excel sheet back in 2018. It grew faster than we thought, and that's when we kicked off GoFounders. GoFounders, a top-tier, all-in-one platform, everything under one roof. OFounders, names, platforms, engineers, buildings. It seems there was a bit of a disconnect between our vision, timeline, and what we were able to achieve. We accomplished quite a bit, but it wasn't quite up to the quality and timeline we were hoping for. As we grew, a bit of a tricky situation unfolded with trusting the wrong people. We experienced a significant breakdown that made us rethink everything. We realized that this current system just wouldn't do the trick. We had to pause the ship and think about where we were headed. In the beginning, we realized that OnPassive was just the beginning. After chatting with experts about our vision, we gathered a fantastic team to help us reach our goals. We're moving forward to a level that's going to amaze you. I can't wait to share with you what's on the way. It's so much better than we first imagined. We're really glad that we went through this re-evaluation process. We're excited to share that OnPassive will be reopening very soon, giving you the chance to see your business thrive. Tomorrow we'll find out if it's going to be a quick wrap-up of OnPassive, or if we're in for a longer process that might take a couple of months.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you, Mr. Ash Mafare.
That's not what I heard him say. But, I mean, sure. I guess. I guess if you want to lay the groundwork that it won't be until the first week of October. First week of October, write it down. Write it down. Or you're finding out if it will take longer. Interesting breakdown.
All right. Did you like it, Chris?
Yeah, I actually like that really good. I think that you should continue that because you have the words. People can stop
and
yeah, I like it real good. That sounded so fake to me. Why did that sound so fake? Do not be fooled, founders. This man hides things from you. He has no success in OnPassive. There has been more conflict than rewards. He cares nothing for you. Writing is on the wall. And that is coming from Chris Johnson's brother. This is Chris Johnson's brother. If you didn't know. October, what year? Yeah, I guess they didn't say, right? They didn't say. Could be any October. Right? Any of them? Any of them? That's what I mean, though. It's like, oh, come on. And if you saw that video, honestly, and you were like, oh, yeah, this is amazing work. And maybe we're seeing what the problem is here. You know, maybe that's what the problem is here. Because they just watched that video and he was like, that was amazing. I actually love that. And I think that's bizarre. Right? Because I watched that video and I'm like, what the hell was that? What was that? Especially since I was watching it over on Marty DeGarmo's channel, which we're going to be getting into very, very shortly, right after this lovely commercial break. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The Lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS, pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper, Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the Foot Fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the Foot Fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Yes, thank you. Now we're going to get back into this.
Exactly, that's what I thought. So I didn't.
I love it.
And that's why I was a little.
Loves
late.
it.
I can't even say I'm late every day. And I know people get mad. I'm sorry, but I get myself involved in a lot of stuff in the morning, and I can't get up any earlier. I could, but darn it, kill me. But anyway, thank you, everybody. There's like,
Marty, people are saying they can't see us. Can you guys see us? They said, I think I see Myra say it looks like we're talking to two walls. Collins just texted me, we can't see you and Marty.
What? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So during this live stream on Marty DeGarmo's channel, the stream looked slightly different. This is what Marty DeGarmo was streaming today to everyone for that whole time. This is what they were looking at. I guess Marty somehow zoomed in on his screen. I don't know if he's using like OBS or what he's using. If I knew Marty, I could give you some tips to get the zoom up if he's streaming straight from there, like what he's done. But he zoomed it in. So while they were speaking, this is what you saw. And the best part was that I was watching it over on Marty's channel first. And I was kind of going back and forth. Like I had both channels, Chris's and Marty's going. And I was kind of going back and forth. And when they played the video of Ash, this is what it looked like. And I was having a great time. I was having a wonderful time over here, just giggling to myself because it just looked so warped. And I was like, this is so much better over on Marty's channel than it was over on Chris's channel, right? Chris's channel is all normal. I was like, no. We're going to watch the video over here on Marty's. This is so much better. It was so much better to hear the AI voice saying what Ash was saying while you were met with this close-up warped image of his face, especially if you were me, okay? You were having a great time. I had a wonderful time. Yeah, it took them a minute, because it's funny to meme Ash's face. So that's what was going on. Over on their channel, it looked very, very different. And I guess they did not even realize, or nobody told them, because I'm sitting here the whole time. And I'm like, is nobody going to mention this? Like, not one person is going to be like, I cannot see you guys. You literally, it's just close up. Like, I was waiting for it. It took so long. And when it finally was mentioned, I was like, holy crap, finally. That's quite the better view, honestly. Yeah. Marty gets confused by more than one camera. Mm-hmm. It was more interesting. And I'm scared. Looks like William Hung. She bangs, she moves, she moves. Ash looks like Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. I I like 90 Day Fiance. Did you know that Tom Brooks did Organo Gold? I was the one that outed that. Good going, Marty. Shine that light, right? Good job. Good job. Good job. You didn't see it? Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And for a minute, I thought it was me because it usually is. And I was like, did I like hit something? What's going on? But then I was like, no, it's just their screen, like their video. It's not my whole browser. So then I was like, what is going on over here? And it made it so much better. So much better. It's a berserker demon. It is. But as you guys can see, it wasn't until we were like almost 19 minutes into the video that one of their people finally says something. And I just want to say that goes to show you the reason why it took so long, I believe, is partially because they don't think that they can make themselves heard when they have a critique. You know what I mean? Like, they're not allowed to speak up in OnPassive. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're not allowed to give them any kind of pushback. And so after a while, you become somebody that just complies and somebody that doesn't speak up for yourself, even if the screen's looking all wonky and you're watching a video with a wonky screen, you learn not to say anything about it. Like, please, if my stuff is fucking up for you, please do let me know so that I can fix it, you know? I believe that it took almost 19 minutes before anyone said anything because the founders don't feel like they can make a comment like, hey, Marty, your stream is messing up. Because then he'll take that as negativity. The toxic positivity is pushed so much here and is so high that to them that's seen as negativity and pushback. Right? And then it also, after, you know, Wes's video went up the other day, maybe they were like, I don't know, maybe this is what it's supposed to look like. They assume that was the way Ash wanted to look. The founders let them look foolish. It's not so much about letting them. I mean, yeah, they did. But I think it's also their own faults. Because they've fostered this community where no one can speak up and say anything like that to them. What if they snap on them? You know? Whenever you have a disagreement with one of these guys, they bitch about you on a live stream. So people don't want to have disagreements with them. Or even push back in any way. With us, that's just how Ash looks now. So we aren't the only ones trying to make them look stupid. I don't have to do anything to make them look stupid. Like I said the other day, Chris does a fine job himself of making himself look stupid. Chris and Marty don't leave enough time for anybody else to get in. Some people transfer that into the chat as well. Oh, yeah? Interesting. Oh, Zoom, the perfect feature. Yeah, no, it was great fun. It was funny. But it does also go to show us that, you know, they won't even speak up when the video is wonky because they don't think that they can.
Can you guys listen? Can you put in the chat? Can you see us, guys? Or at least whoever's channel you're on? We can't see you guys. Can you hear us? We're going to have to do a reshine the light on that gentleman too then if they can't see us.
We'll have to do
oh,
it.
yes, we can see you. No, we can't. Only on Marty's channel. No, it's your channel, Marty. We can see you here, Chris.
Yeah, it's not playing on my channel. I don't know why.
Well, anyway, I want to tell you guys something real quick while Marty's figuring that out. In a 24-hour period. Are you done? Marty?
Are you done?
Yeah, that's crazy. No,
he went to go talk. Marty's like, oh, does his big vote. Are you done? Are you done?
24-hour period. Are you done? Real quick, Marty.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, on the live, it's just the wall.
Yeah.
it's got your picture behind it. And on my side, it's half my chair.
I guess on my channel, they said they could see it pretty good. So I know Tanya's on my channel. We could see you on Chris's channel. We could see and hear you on Chris's channel right now.
Yeah, but I don't understand what happened. Hold on 1 minute.
I'm going to talk here for a minute while you're doing that, Marty. I want to let you guys know in a 24-hour period, 47,300 viewed and growing on 360 yesterday. That's a lot. Now, we know everyone can't. I think we have like 7,000 or 8,000 as we are going live, and this number grows every day. This is to let you know how many people are still paying attention, who still want to hear the information. I absolutely love what Marty just did with that little recap there. I thought that was great, actually. Breaks it down real simple. And I do want to iterate one thing Ash did say yesterday. Toward the end, he said he wants to get with a few leaders and discuss moving forward. He gave a couple scenarios. That could possibly happen today. We don't know yet, but we're excited to hear what he's got to say and what he wants to do to move forward. I don't
really feel like he gave us scenarios. I know that video made it sound like there were 2 scenarios, and that one scenario was that it was going live first week of October now, not the end of September. Look at that. And then the other scenario is that it would take a few more months. That's how their video, the video Marty made with Dan Street's notes, just sounded. But that isn't really what Ash said. What he said was that they were going to get everything back up and running at the end of this month, and then they would go live right away, like launch the company to the public right away, or they would wait a few months, close things out, and then launch it. And then he tried to make it sound like it was their choice whether or not they closed out this old stuff, which I'm not even sure what any of that means. So I don't know how we got from that and what he actually said yesterday to this interpretation of it. Although he did kind of say that it was probably going to be the first week of October. That's like the only part that they got right, and that there were 2 scenarios given. But then it's like they messed up the scenarios. Like, and I'm like, what? That's not the scenarios, though. And is that really different than what he's been saying? Not really. Like, the only difference is that now it's the start of October instead of the end of September. Like, he's always talked about how things would be happening in phases come end of September when it goes live. So I don't feel like that was new information, and I feel like they're trying to trick me into believing that I got some amazing new information yesterday that I did not get. And I feel like this every single week. I'm like, why are you trying to make it sound like he said things that he didn't say, that it's 10 times better than what it is? Like, why are you gaslighting me right now? Trying to tell me that I should believe that it was actually this. Like, what is happening here? This is craziness. I love when Ash is so fluid and elastic with dates. Right? Like he never usually gives a date. And then a couple weeks ago, he said, it'll be a week Sunday. So then I was like, okay, so that will be the end of September, technically the 29th here. And now he's like, it will probably be the first week of October. And I'm like, oh gosh, we're already pushing it, huh? Which is kind of better than what he's done in the past. Close out old stuff equals the database is toast. You'll have to re-register it and pay again. See, I'm not even sure what it means. Like, I don't even know if it has to do with the tech. That's what I mean. It made no sense. He acted like he had to shut down an old company and start a new company. That's how it sounded. And it was just kind of like, what do you mean close out the old stuff? I don't know what this means. Like, especially when you say it like that. In December, Mike Ellis, by the way, will be claiming it's only hours away from launching. Yeah, he always does that. Comes on and he'll be all like...
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
After he tells you about how it's launching any second now for 10 minutes. This is the Emperor's New Clothes that the recovering Hunbot talks about.
Stuff like that, I go crazy. I mean, I was excited the whole time. As I said on there, Ash looked like he wanted to break out and say a lot more.
Like,
Jackson,
no.
slow down, slow down. That's how excited he is. It's an amazing for me to know that we're part of something that's in this big, that's a startup for a company that's going to go worldwide and change many people's lives. Probably the only way you're going to ever realize it if you talk to someone maybe that just started Yahoo or Facebook or all the other.
Well, apparently in the first week of October, we're going to get information about what to expect. And that's the news now. Even though I don't remember Ash actually saying that. But again, maybe I just don't know what's going on.
Big platforms, the people that were in the beginning, I think the most important people, the foundation of getting out there and watching it happen, being patient, hitting the brick walls with the company as we hit brick walls and flowing through them when it gets going. I think Ash was very, very transparent yesterday. He opened my mind up to, oh my gosh.
Ash usually does, though.
I did have a little hard time.
Ash really likes the word revolutionary. But then he also likes the words integrity and honesty, and I don't think he knows what they mean. So I'm not sure if he knows what revolutionary actually means when talking about technology either.
I'm sleeping last night, even though I was not feeling that great and tired, but it was going through my mind all night. Wow. Talk to Marty all the time, literally around the clock. And both of us, it's hard to contain. When we're talking together, we have a lot more, believe it or not, excitement because we're like, did you hear what he said? Yeah, I heard what he said. Do you know how big this is? Oh, yeah. I understand how big it is. And sometimes me and Marty, we don't always see eye to eye, but one way or another, we always come together. Marty will break something down and explain it to me a little bit better. I said, no, I get that. But now I understand a little bit better. So a lot of
So Chris just explained to us that sometimes he has doubts or he doesn't understand what's going on. And then Marty basically manipulates him into believing it, basically. Breaks it down for him more. He's explaining to us how Marty keeps him brainwashed behind the scenes.
Other times Ash will come on and you'll hear he'll talk. I don't think he said anything that was needed to be decoded yesterday. I think he was really good about saying what was happening. And like I said, he was moving all over the camera. His eyes were batting back and forth. He was excited. I, for one, am happy. Listen, it's a big honor for myself, Marty and Red, to do 360, to have him come on there. I think he's comfortable when he comes on.
And
there,
again, it's like, okay, but who is he? Like, they're like, it is such an honor that Ajmu Farah has come on our platform. And I'm like, why? Who's Ash? Like, in the MLM world, Ash's only, like, claim to fame is that he recruited 300 people to GDI within a week. Like, in the MLM world, that's not really a big thing, by the way. Like, that's quite a recruiting accomplishment. But like, that's not something that they, like, usually put up on a pedestal. He's not Tony Robbins, you know? He's not Grant Cardone. So, like, in the MLM world, even, and in the coaching entrepreneur world, Ash is nobody. Literally, like, nobody knows who this man is. Like, he's not even Mark Pentecost, the CEO of It Works. You know, like nobody really knows who he is. Nobody knows who OnPassive is. They all have to think that they're Tony or Grant. That's the final end game. That's the goal. But it's like it's not like Ash is an actual name that has a reputation. Like, guys, the people in Nilo Life are more known in the MLM world than Ash is. You know what I mean? Like, he really is nobody. They're hardly known either, by the way. He was in a tighter spot. Ash or Diddy. Both of them are, no one knows them. That's the thing. And they act like it's an honor to have them on the show, but it's like, why? That's just for you guys in OnPassive. And it's like they can't take a moment to think outside of themselves. And I really need them to. Because this is why they don't think like, okay, when we release these products, maybe people won't like them. Ash belongs in the ashtray. Tony's name at least makes it to TV and films. Everyone knows who he is. And then we have some people in like the MLM coaching world that anti-MLM people are very familiar with. And even other MLMers are very familiar with them, and they become very popular and well-known in that space as well. My point is, Ash is none of the above. Ash is literally just somebody that was a really good bro bot in an MLM, and then he went and started this thing, and he just happened to be good at manipulating big groups of people. That's it. So it's like not really an honor. Ash won't even allow any of them into his home. Yeah, I don't think that Ash even likes any of them, really. Like, he obviously sees himself as above all of them. You can really see that sometimes in how he communicates with them and stuff. So it's like the loyalty they have for this man and the way they put him on a pedestal is so undeserved. And it's undeserved even in the MLM space is kind of the point I'm making right now. He is nobody. He's not known. Even though he did the Ash Max thing, did GDI Fusion, signed up 300 people in a week to an MLM. These are not things that would then kind of make you a well-known person even in the MLM sphere. So I don't know why they're always acting like he's fucking Grant Cardone or Tony Robbins or something. And like, it's a huge honor and somebody that the whole world knows. Because they really do act like Ash is somebody that the whole world knows. Like when Ash comes in and he does his speeches where he says like, oh, the Google people are scared of me. These guys don't go, that's weird. They don't know about us. They go, oh my God, they're definitely scared of him. You know? Even Eric Worre and Ray Higdon make people compete to have dinner at their houses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here it's more of a competition to do these live streams with him, which is why it's being talked about like such an honor. They're like, we are so honored that we're the 3 dudes that get to do the 360 with him. Well, you were 3 of the first dudes that signed up and have added the most people into this thing, probably. You're his right-hand men because you're good yes men. I don't know if that's a compliment. They don't get it, though. In the Urban Dictionary, Ash is listed as co-inventor of the word chillax. No, he isn't. Don't do that to me. That would be so funny. If I look this up and it's actually there, I will love all of you. That would be awesome. I wish he was. I'm going to look it up. You know I am.
What he's got to say and go back to work. And I tease him all the time and say, hey, you need to get back to work. But I know what he does. He's constantly, literally, if you guys knew, he does work around the clock. He might take a little nappy here and there, but if there's something going on in a meeting, he's there. He sacrifices his own sleep. And I can contest to that. Marty can contest to that. And it's a great thing to have someone who works so hard for you. But I want to tell everyone thank you for.
I wonder if we could
listen. We said it yesterday, and we meant it. These YouTube channels that are supporting.
No, I actually am looking.
These are the channels that you need to subscribe to because, as Ash said yesterday, stay close. In a few days, stay close. It's going to be very important what's going on. Like I said, we're going to wait for this meeting and see what he wants to tell us and how we want to figure things out with him. And it's a big thing. And then as soon as we get to go, he might come on, he might say something. We don't know. That's why you got to stay plugged in, ring that bell and all that, because if it comes on, it's going to go on to, 17, 18, 20 channels, whatever Marty has them lined up for. So it is very, very important that you stay focused and close, because this isn't just me saying it or Marty saying it or Red saying it. This is the words that came out of Ash Mafara's mouth. You need to stay close. The next couple of days are very, very important, and you don't really want to miss that. So again, I'm going to give a big shout out for Ash Mafara for coming on. He was in a meeting. Marty was having some troubles with his grandson. You heard that. Left me in red there, and I'm like, uh-oh. And Ash actually texted me and said, I'm coming, brother. I just got out of this meeting. Hey, did Marty send me the link? I said, he normally does, but here, I'll send it to you anyway. And luckily, he came on, and I'm going to have to say one of the most powerful webinars. You've heard me say that a lot, or Marty or Red, but this one was powerful because he was very, very transparent of what was going on. His excitement was through the roof, and he couldn't contain himself. So I'm actually glad he left when he did, because like I said, I want to text him, slow down there, because that's what he'll tell me, Chris, slow down a little bit. But he was excited, and it was really, really nice to see stuff like that. But 47,300 and growing people that paid attention to what was going on 360, what's going to go on with your lives, what's going to happen in the next few days, the next couple of weeks. No, he doesn't really give dates, and I'm glad he doesn't, because it really constrains a lot of things if something doesn't happen. I will reiterate that. In the past, giving dates has bit him in the Marty DeGarmo, if you know what I mean. And this is why he doesn't do it. But I was 100% faith and sure of, hey man, this guy's got it. He said it. We got this. We've recovered.
No, okay. Hold on. The way that you said that, I don't like that at all. The way that you just said that implies that Ash has given dates, and then something else has made him look dumb for giving these deadlines. And the responsibility isn't on Ash right now, right? It's like all these other crazy people expecting him to keep deadlines again. No. Ash doesn't give deadlines anymore because he couldn't keep them. He can't keep his promises. He has no way of gauging how long a project will take, when it will be done by. He seems to think that it's better to just lie to people and keep stringing them along than it would be to make a date and then just be honest with people and explain things to them as he goes. Because like I said, I don't think he really has done much. So I guess he can't do that, right? And he got fed up of giving a deadline and then having people expecting him to do what he says he's going to do. He doesn't want to be held accountable. He wants to be out here. He wants to be able to make whatever promises he wants without anyone holding him to them and without anyone even remembering them. And then he wants to just come on and be worshipped like a god and told that he's about to save the world every day. That's all he cares about. And he was like, I better stop telling people when I'm going to do things, because then they hold me accountable. They hold me to those dates, and I don't like that, because he's a child. That's the way that like a child acts over having to have their homework due the next day. All right. It's like, I don't understand why you can't put any accountability or responsibility on this man when this is his company. It's so weird. I love the sound of deadlines whooshing past. Large companies are required to list key competitors as part of the financial disclosures. No one has ever listed OnPassive LLC as a key competitor on the 10K or 10Q. Nope, never. It's invisible. Either all those CEOs are willing to risk fines, penalties, or even potentially jail time, or Ash is a complete moron. You decide. Oh, yeah, well, they would say, oh, well, it's the first one. And it's because they want to bring him down and stop him from saving all of humanity. And I'm like, listen, if this man could save all of humanity with this company, he'd be saving my ass too. Why would I stop him? It's because this is an unrealistic goal. And then you don't even have any objections on how we're getting there. Like, I'm like, okay, so then what are we doing to make humanity better then? You know, you're going to save it. So let's take some first steps. What are we doing? Nothing. We're just going to do a webinar and we're going to brainstorm for 5 hours about what Obless will do, hopefully, in the future. I don't see how that's helping. We're doing anything. We're saving humanity in any way, shape, or form. It's just a bunch of time wasters. So that every time that Ash says, hey, I need money from you now for this thing and that thing, you'll be willing to give it up. And this is almost like a test for him. It's like, can we crash everything and be like, fuck all this and then start over and these people will still hand me over their money? And you're about to show them that, yeah, you will go, Ash, just tell me how high to jump. And you need to not do that. But that's for your well-being. And I mean, you guys say you're not victims in this thing, Marty and Chris, right? Right? You're not victims. You don't need saving. You don't need anyone to care about you at all. Yeah, I kind of have a reputation for caring about things I probably shouldn't care about.
All right, we're back. A couple more days, you're going to be able to check out your own stuff back in your OES. Okay, so be excited about that. Shout out to anyone that's got a birthday today. I don't want to go over the birthdays today because I just want to stick to this amazing company's point.
Merry birthday to you and you. A very merry birthday to you and Henry too.
And we want you to understand that you need to stay plugged in right now. It's important. I understand you got a job. I understand that you're doing something different. Keep your phone on. Your bullet points will pop up if something comes. Everything that we're doing is either going to be on YouTube or recorded. You can go to any one of those YouTube channels and see it if you missed it from work. But if it's on and you can't watch it because of work, that's okay because you're going to be able to see it later. And pretty much if you go to all the groups, people will be talking about it. So I think that's all I have for today. Marty, if you want to add, I know I don't know if you figured out your YouTube yet, but did you figure it out?
No, I haven't. On mine,
it's fixed. Someone said it's fixed, Marty.
Not fixed. I shut it off. Anyway, it's I thought you wanted to know. I'll talk to you about it later. Anyway, everybody, thank you. I'm gonna try to go figure out what happened. It actually there was a thing on my screen which I've never seen.
Yeah, he took it
and I
down.
could rotate it 360 degrees, and it had rotated by itself. Go figure. I don't know what that is. And the other channel's fine. So whatever. Anyway, you got to see what I wanted you to see, and that's the main thing. And we had over about 400 people here, so thank you very much. Sorry I had some technical stuff on my channel. I'll go to Chris's channel, upload it and download it on mine, and we'll be okay. But I have to do some tests to find out what's going on because I don't know. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? Or tonight? No, not really. If you'd like to play trivia, you can come to Minnows tonight. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Marty. Guys, go do something. Practice something.
And that's what people are complaining about too. Allegedly, their trivia is very elite. So they'll be like, yeah, come play trivia. And then they won't be able to join to play the trivia. So it's a little bit like, okay. What flavor do you want? The Flavor Aid. Well, I mean, there was this comment, right?
If that's a cult, call me Reverend Jim Jones. Okay. Let's go to Guyana. All right. No joke.
So there's that. I'm Team Bandit. Some saw it. Yeah, I took a screenshot of it. So we'll always have our wonderful screenshot of the stream. The stream that was once on Marty's channel. That's what it looked like. My favorite, though, is the Warp Dash. Damn it, how does that still keep going up there? I don't know what that's doing there, guys. I'm so sorry. So sorry for that. Go do something since OnPassive is doing nothing. Yeah, right? Look at the way they say goodbye.
Know that something's going to happen and stay excited about it and just be happy because you are part of the greatest company in the world and you are a dead set founder from the beginning, and it's going to be a mind-blowing experience. So,
woo! It's going to be a mind-blowing experience.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
A mind-blowing. Charlotte Dobre, please don't copyright claim me. I just played you for 2 seconds. I'm also in Canada. I'm fighting a good fight. But I love how it ends there. That's beautiful. It's going to be really exciting. Also common in MLMs, if this is a cult, then I'm the happiest being in a cult. You're just a hater. Yep. There's a lot of us versus them, or them versus me. I don't know. That big of ash belongs on every thumbnail going forward. I'll do my best, Violet. I'll do my best. I can definitely add it to Fridays for you. That was great fun. That was great fun. I feel like this is a warped interpretation of what Ash said. And they're doing again what Ash is complaining about, where they aren't really saying what he actually said. And they've now interpreted it to be like, this thing's coming first week of October. Let's go. And then it will happen in phases after that. And that's not really what he said. But I'm still having a hard time trying to figure out what he means by what he said. And it's like that on purpose. We're not supposed to know what the fuck he's talking about. He likes to keep everyone confused and guessing so that, again, when he switches it up or doesn't do what he said he would, then it's your fault. You just misinterpreted it wrong. All right? You took his words, you twisted them. It's actually you're the problem. I just think it's funny that Marty messed up his stream, though. That was good. So the other day, on September 25th, yesterday, the FTC actually cracked down on deceptive AI claims and schemes. And I thought that we would take a little look at that today, because it's something that I've been complaining about a lot on my channel since, OnPassive is supposed to be an AI company, but they don't have any AI. And oftentimes when they're talking about the AI that they're going to get, they are exaggerating, or they are even stealing other people's AI and pretending it's their AI, or they're inventing things that aren't AI. Like, it'll be something that isn't an AI function. You don't need AI to do it, but for some reason they're saying it's AI. I also feel like Ash is somebody that might be using AI in a bad way for his business, for things like marketing and for maybe even getting and selling people's personal information and etc. So I feel like this might have something to do with OnPassive, even though a lot of you guys don't think that it will. I think it will, because OnPassive's whole thing is that they're an AI company that is teaching you how to market and run your business. Their whole thing is that it will all be AI that you'll be using to run your business, so you don't have to do anything. The AI does it for you. And so maybe we should be paying attention to this one. The FTC announces crackdown on deceptive AI claims and schemes with Operation AI Comply, which is what they're calling it. Yeah, OnPassive is a tech version of a Ponzi scheme, exactly. Although it's like worse, because the CEO is like, yeah, I pocketed the money. I deserved it. I worked really hard. Like, AI to create the text for the spam emails. Yeah, like, I don't know what we're doing, MLMs are Ponzi based with extra steps anyway, but yeah. MLMs are basically Ponzi schemes that have a product. Pyramid schemes with a product that have found legal loopholes so that they seem to be operating within the law. And in doing that, they actually end up oftentimes forming communities that end up being a lot more cult-like, tight-knit, cult-like communities. And because of that, they're very big problems. Al can't get a chance to work for OnPassive. So they're calling it Operation AI Comply. Agency announces 5 law enforcement actions against operations that use AI hype or sell AI technology that can be used in deceptive and unfair ways. And to me, I don't know if we're all going to be defining unfair ways in the same ways. Because for me, like, one of these deceptive and unfair ways would be creating and selling this alleged targeted traffic that will be endless. Even after you've already signed up the whole world, you know? So let's find out what this is about together. Is it large enough? Do you guys want me to try to make it bigger? I probably can. We're old over here, guys. We're old. The Federal Trade Commission is taking action against multiple companies that have relied on artificial intelligence as a way to supercharge deceptive or unfair conduct that harms consumers as part of its new law enforcement sweep called Operation AI Comply. I like it. Operation AI Comply. The cases being announced today include actions against a company promoting an AI tool that enabled its customers to create fake reviews. Does that sound familiar? A company claiming to sell AI lawyer services. Makes you wonder a little bit, doesn't it? And multiple companies claiming that they could use AI to help consumers make money through online storefronts. Interesting. Interesting. The FTC also thinks there's such a thing as a legit MLM. So we'll see how this goes. Yes, well, we're trying to work with them here. Hopefully they listen. Bump it up. Sorry. We're singing today. AI bot posts. Mm-hmm. You know, like an AI bot version of behindmlm.com. Maybe something like that, you know? Using AI tools to trick, mislead, or defraud people is illegal, said FTC Chair Lena M. Khan. The FTC's enforcement actions make clear that there is no AI exemption from the laws on the books. By cracking down on unfair or deceptive practices in these markets, FTC is ensuring that honest businesses and innovators can get a fair shot and consumers are being protected. Claims around artificial intelligence have become more prevalent in the marketplace, including frequent promises about the ways it could potentially enhance people's lives through automation and problem solving. The cases included in this sweep show that firms have seized on the hype surrounding AI and are using it to lure consumers into bogus schemes, and are also providing AI-powered tools that can turbocharge deception. Ash created that fake behind MLM site. Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. But do you think that he wrote the article himself, or did he use AI tools to write articles? Because he created the site and then he filled it up with like a fake article about OnPassive, how it was legit, right? That was the point of it. I don't think he wrote it himself. I'm thinking he probably was using some of these AI tools. So then it goes into the cases. because they're going after 5 companies right now. The first one is do not pay, which, I mean, if you ever hear of a scam, you know, that do not pay. Do not pay. The world's first robot lawyer? Really, guys? Really? Really? I hear that and I'm like, well, that sounds like a fucking scam. But it exists. It's a thing. People are using it. So, you know. So the FTC is taking action against Do Not Pay, a company that claimed to offer an AI service that was the world's first robot lawyer. I can't say it without laughing a little bit. I'm so sorry. I just can't. It sounds so silly. But the product failed to live up to its lofty claims that the service could substitute for the expertise of a human lawyer. Interesting, right? Who knew? According to the FTC's complaint, Do Not Pay promised that its service would allow consumers to sue for assault without a lawyer and generate perfectly valid legal documents in no time. And that the company would replace the $200 billion legal industry with artificial intelligence. Like, yeah, okay, sure you are. What if you want a lawyer with empathy, you say? Well, they're creating AI with empathy right now. Mm-hmm. Do Not Pay, however, could not deliver on these promises. The complaint alleges that the company did not conduct testing to determine whether its AI chatbot's output was equal to the level of a human lawyer, and that the company itself did not hire or retain any attorneys. So that means that basically the bots would have then based their answers to people on public information. And as we know, it's the same as like Googling what to do. If you wouldn't just Google, how do I win my legal case, print out the first article that pops up and then go into court with it and try to win, then you probably shouldn't be doing this. Because you're not going to be getting much more information than that, right? It's a lot different than a person who actually can know your specific situation, know the laws on that specific situation. Like in the case of assault, criminal law, you want to get a criminal law lawyer, and then they can work on your case and actually figure it out along the way and tweak things. And, you know, there's no way for a robot to really do that the same way that a person can. And since they didn't do any testing, it's obviously an illegal claim, right? And especially since they didn't like program it with actual attorneys at all involved. The complaint also alleges that Do Not Pay offered a service that would check a small business website for hundreds of federal and state law violations based solely on the consumer's email address. This feature purportedly would detect legal violations that, if unaddressed, would potentially cost a small business $125,000 in legal fees. Of course, US. But according to the complaint, this service was also not effective. Who could have guessed? You know? Who could have guessed? Do Not Pay has agreed to a proposed commission order settling the charges against it. The settlement would require to pay $193,000, provide a notice to consumers who subscribe to the service between 2021 in 2023, warning them about the limitations of law-related features on the service. The proposed order also will prohibit the company from making claims about its ability to substitute for any professional service without evidence to back it up. And I don't know if they'd be able to get that evidence. You know? Turning the AI on might have helped. The commission vote authorized the staff to issue the complaint, and proposed administrative order was 5-0. Commissioner Holyoke issued a concurring statement joined by Chair Lena M. Khan. Commissioner Ferguson also issued a concurring statement. The FTC will publish a description of the consent agreement package in the Federal Register soon. The agreement will be subject to public comment for 30 days, after which the Commission will decide whether to make the proposed consent order final. Instructions for filing comments appear in the published notice. Once processed, comments will be posted on regulations.gov. The next company was Ascend Ecom. Ash is going to have to step up his game. I have to be honest with you, when I was reading that, I was like, is that the service Ash is using for his lawyer? Because honestly, like, the legal documents were just, man, they're so bad. Like, his response to the SEC is so bad. Like, you read it and you're like, a lawyer wrote this? Really? Like, he wrote this whole thing up and he was like, yeah, that should be good. Like, really? Okay. Okay. And then Ash was just like,
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
but yeah, I wonder. I'm not saying that he is using it, by the way. All right. I'm partially joking. However, if it ever did came out in future that that's what was going on, I would not be shocked. I would be like, that's why it was written so bad, you know? So Ascend Ecom is the next company that they're going after here, that they filed a lawsuit against. And it said that it's an online business opportunity scheme, and it alleges, the SEC alleges it has falsely claimed its cutting-edge AI-powered tools would help consumers quickly earn thousands of dollars a month in passive income by opening online storefronts. Interesting. Sounds very familiar. According to the complaint, the scheme has defrauded consumers of at least $25 million. The scheme is run by William Basta and Kenneth Loom, and it has operated under a number of different names since 2021, including Ascend Ecom, Ascend E-commerce. Oh, how original. Ascend Cap Ventures, ACV Partners, just ACV, which I guess stood for Accelerated Ecom Ventures, which was another one, Ethics Capital by Ascend, and ACV Nexus. And I'm thinking that the company kept changing its names because it kept getting bad reviews, probably by the public for being crappy, and then was like, we got to change our name. You know? E-commerce. Welcome to the dystopia. OnPassive ushered in the AI apocalypse. Oh, it's been going on for a while. Sounds familiar somehow. Probably. Ash really is a bit of an antichrist if you sit down and do the math, if you look at the numbers. No, he is. So this one's had like so many names. My only guess is you would only change, because what we all know about branding, okay, is that it's not smart to change your name. Even me changing my YouTube name has been annoying. All right. Once you brand, you don't want to go changing your name, changing your whole brand over and over and over again. The least amount you do that, the better. All right. And then you update certain things as time goes on. And I find it interesting to go look at things like old Coca-Cola commercials and old Coca-Cola branding and like compare it to today's and stuff. It's interesting. But you do not change your name this many times. Like in this length of time. This is only since 2021. These are the names that they've had in like 3 years. There's no reason to go through this many names in 3 years unless you're doing something shisty and people are talking about it. And the only way that you can kind of like keep going is if you try to change your name. Like that's ridiculous. And, you know, I got to side eye anyone that changes their name this many times in that length of time. All right. That's a little bit silly. What you doing? You know? According to the FTC's complaint, the operators of the scheme charge consumers tens of thousands of dollars to start online stores on e-commerce platforms such as Amazon. No, you cannot have my pop. Okay. Thousands of dollars start online e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, TikTok. That's interesting that it's on Amazon. I wonder how many people have Amazon stores through this place now. That's all I'm thinking. Sorry, we don't do pop in our house for her. Okay, thank you. I'm just kind of like, wow, Amazon, huh? All right. There was a big like surge of people opening up Amazon stores in the last several years, and now I'm wondering how much this thing had to do with it. Is what's going on kind of in my head right now, because that's very interesting. I really do hope. Like, I hate hearing Etsy, because here's the thing: Etsy is more for like small business owners that are just starting out. And they can't afford a server or maybe to keep running a website or whatever. So for them, it's very easy to get on Etsy. Amazon has turned into that in some way, although they do have kind of a partner program that's a little bit sus. But Etsy really is completely innocent for the most part. So it's kind of sad to hear that they were doing that to people on Etsy. You know, that's not like MLM entrepreneurs. That's people that are like making crafts and selling them from their homes and stuff. And that's shitty. I don't like that. And the TikTok has opened up TikTok store, and it has been a disaster. It has been a fucking disaster. It's awful for scams. TikTok was already really bad for scams and grifting galore. It's become a cesspool. People are like leaving it because of the amount of grifting and scamming that's going on. And then they opened the TikTok shop, which just made it worse. Like so much worse. So of course they're on TikTok. I'm not surprised. But it says, while also requiring them to spend tens of thousands of dollars more on inventory. Ascent's advertising content claimed the company was a leader in e-commerce using proprietary software and artificial intelligence to maximize clients' business success. And like many of you have probably never heard of this company. I don't think I did before here. Before I read this article the other day. I don't think I heard of it. But like the way that they frame themselves is that they're the leaders in e-commerce. Again, it's very similar to OnPassive and how Ash comes out here and he's like, oh, we're going to lead the AI industry. It is like, you don't have anything to show that you're the leader here. I haven't even heard of you, you know, like, but you make this claim. They say they're a leader in e-commerce. So yeah, proprietary, certain trigger words over here, right? But it's just interesting. It's fascinating that they all come out here and say that they're the leader in their industry and that their products are better than all of the other products. The complaint notes that while Ascend promises consumers it will create stores producing 5-figure monthly income by the second year, for nearly all consumers, the promised gains never materialize, of course. And consumers are left with depleted bank accounts and hefty credit card bills because these companies will say to you, if you don't have the money, you broke ass, why don't you want to invest in yourself? You know, this is a broke mindset. So I'm going to need you to open up a credit card and then put it on your credit card. You know, like pay it back when you become a millionaire next year. And people do it. They go, oh, yeah, okay. I'll go get a credit card and I'll open it up. They borrow money from family members. They do whatever they can to get that buy-in, right? And it's so gross. The company knows what they're doing. The company, when they're making up their policies and procedures and they're putting all this stuff in writing, they know what they're doing. They know that these people are never going to make that money back. And they know that they're pushing them to get into debt to buy it. They don't care, right? As long as they get their money. That's all they care about. If you don't have money, then that's exactly what you need to give me money. Yeah, do everything. Do everything. And, you know, you being broke, that's why you need to do this. Yeah, that's a broke mindset. Don't let that get in the way. You're about to make millions next year in this e-commerce business. We just need you to open up 15 storefronts. They'll be about $1,000 a month, each of them. And then we need you to buy like at least five products from each one. Actually, buy like 20 of each of those 5 products at each store. Put those in your garage. Sell it all. But we need you to also use it because, you know, attraction marketing. Got to do that. And then also we got these other courses that will teach you how to sell and will help you with your personal development. So you can also buy those for like $50 a month, each one. There's 10 of them. Yeah, you also have to do that. You also have to pay us $10 a month to keep all your stuff running. And all of a sudden, you're in fucking like $5,000 worth of debt, and you've been in this thing for like a month. Like, and you're going, oh, fuck. And it's amazing because people really do take in that part of that's a broke mindset. And don't you want to invest in yourself? Why don't you have the self-esteem you should have? You're amazing. You're fabulous. And it's like, yes, I know I'm fabulous, but I shouldn't have to pay you $1,000 to do some course and buy a bunch of products in order to find out how fabulous I am, okay? If we already know I'm fabulous, then we're good. You know? See, the thing is, Heather, they are all LuLaRoe. Right? And this one does really sound like LuLaRoe because they, more than most MLMs, really did promote that people had to buy several of the products, have several leggings, have several shirts of theirs, get the Tina and the Karen and the Angela. They named all of their clothes after people. It was very weird. It was very bizarre. You'd be like, my Tommy is coming today. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's right. And don't buy your children Christmas presents. Instead, buy OnPassive licenses. Yeah. Yeah. Which, could you imagine being a kid too, and your parents are like, we're not celebrating Christmas this year because I'm hoping that this buy-in that I did is going to get rich. Like, I'm sorry, but our finances should not be my daughter's issue. You know what I mean? Like, that's for me and my husband to like sort out. My daughter shouldn't have to give up her Christmas, even if we're struggling. And we've had holidays where we've struggled. And it's like we bust our ass to do anything that we can to get her things. You know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't be telling your kids that they have to go without so that you can be doing this opportunity. They frame it that you're helping your whole family. So everyone has to sacrifice, but I can't stress hard enough how much you should not be making your children sacrifice for things like that. There are people that are in financial situations where that might need to happen. And when that happens, that's understandable, but I assure you that those people are also busting their asses to give their kids a Christmas. They're not going in and telling their kids, sorry, honey, you don't get Christmas this year. They're doing whatever they can. They're going to toy drives. You know, they're doing things to give a Christmas. Don't ever make your kids give up on like birthdays, Christmases, the joys in their lives, you know, because of some opportunity that you're into. Jesus. I just think it's a bad voodoo for your whole family. And if they cared about your family, they wouldn't ask you to do that. They would never ask you to put anything above your family. And honestly, if they heard that you were struggling with things like Christmas presents, they would help you out. Instead of being like, oh, well, tell them that they don't get Christmas presents this year so that we can get this thing going. You know, that's not somebody that cares about you and your family. Generational wealth begins now, where the younger generations have the stress thrown on their shoulders when they shouldn't. Is that how it starts? These grifters don't care about you and how much you don't have. No, they'll use it. They want to hear about it so that they can use it to make themselves look like they care. And then after that, they really don't care. They convince people it's a sacrifice for your family, but it's the scummiest stuff you'll ever hear. It's things that people wouldn't usually do, but it's like this slow process of being convinced it's good for your family and being told that you have to sacrifice to get this success, which there's some truth to. I mean, we all have things in life that we have to sacrifice for certain things, right? Like, that's just life. You know, you might have to sacrifice not wanting to get something for yourself to get your kid an extra birthday present or something sometime. Like, things like that happen. But, you know, they tell you that your whole family should sacrifice like basic needs, basic joys, and things that you shouldn't have to sacrifice for something like this. And then it never gives you the thing that you're sacrificing for. And that's the real kicker. You spend years in this thing that you're sacrificing, your family's sacrificing over and over again, and you never do get that actual payout. At least if you're sacrificing things at a real 9 to 5, eventually you'll probably get that retirement. You know, the promotion. It's a lot easier, even if that even kicks people in the ass sometimes, you know? Double up for next Christmas because the launch didn't happen. Yeah. So, just like LuLaRoe, it was fill up your garages with as much stuff as you basically can. The complaint alleges that Ascend received numerous complaints from consumers. Yeah, so they probably were all complaining publicly, right? Pressured consumers to modify or delete negative reviews of Ascend. Wow. frequently failed to honor their guaranteed buyback, probably, and unlawfully threatened to withhold the supposed guaranteed buyback for those who left negative reviews of the company online. Yeah, so they were getting reviewed and they had to change their name. I'm sticking to that story. As a result of the FTC's complaint, a federal court issued an order temporarily halting the scheme and putting it under the control of a receiver. The FTC's case against the scheme is ongoing and will be decided by a federal court. The commission vote authorizing the staff to file the complaint was 5-0. The complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. The next one was e-commerce empire builders. Another one that just sounds like Jesus Christ. Yeah, then you're sacrificing to pay for your uplines kids' presents, right? Right? Ascend is a drug company. Can't see it. E-commerce empire builders. Oh, that name. The FTC has charged a business opportunity scheme with falsely claiming to help consumers build an AI-powered e-commerce empire by participating in its training programs that can cost almost $2,000, or by buying a done-for-you online storefront for tens of thousands of dollars. The scheme, known as E-commerce Empire Builders, EEB, claims consumers can potentially make millions of dollars. But the FTC's complaint alleges that those profits failed to materialize. Right? They all say you're going to be a millionaire, but you never become one. I mean, the CEO does, but no one else does. Goes on to say that the complaint alleges that EEB's CEO, Peter Prusanowski, has used consumers' money, as much as $35,000 from consumers who purchase stores, to enrich himself while failing to deliver on the scheme's promises of big income by selling goods online. In its marketing, EEB encourages consumers to skip the guesswork and start a $1 million business today by harnessing the power of artificial intelligence and the scheme's supposed strategies. All of these sound like OnPassive in a way, right? Right? In social media ads, EEB claims its clients can make $10,000 monthly, but the FTC's complaint alleges that the company has no evidence to back up those claims. And when they say no evidence, they mean like none of their distributors are making that amount. Not even one. You know? Done for you. Well, dang it, I missed another one. Numerous consumers have complained that stores they purchased from EEB made little or no money, and that the company has resisted providing refunds to consumers, either denying refunds or only providing partial refunds. As a result of the FTC's complaint, a federal court issued an order temporarily halting the scheme and putting it under the control of a receiver. The FTC's case against the scheme is ongoing and will be decided by a federal court. The commission vote authorizing the staff to file the complaint against Prusanowski and his company was 5-0. The complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. That one's in Pennsylvania. That's interesting. The next one is called I don't know what this one is called. It Ritter? Writer? Ritter or writer? Writer. Call it whatever you want. I'll call it whatever comes out of my mouth when I pronounce the word. I can't make you any promises of what will come out. Since April 2021, Writer has marketed and sold an AI writing assistant. So it probably is Writer, I'm assuming. Writing assistant service for a number of uses, one of which was specifically testimonial and review generation, making fake testimonials and reviews for businesses. How wonderful of them. Just so great. I love that it was a business for them. Love that. Yeah, now can we stop doing this, please? Like, there is no need for this service. All right, like don't make it available to these companies. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that. Don't do that. All right? You gotta just listen. Stop going there.
Stop going there.
If it's not available, here's the thing. AI can be really great if people would stop using it for shitty things. So just don't use it for the shitty things, damn it. All right? This is one of them. This is one of those shitty things that you should not be using it for. Don't give companies the ability to do these fake testimonials and reviews. It is to protect the consumers, the buyer. Okay? And please don't do that. We don't want that. That's not good, because then when you as a consumer are wondering about a company, you're not going to know if it's good or not, or if you can trust the public reviews of it. If you lose that, you are giving away your rights as a consumer. And then that means that you're just going to have to trust whatever companies say. And then you're slowly going to have to give up your rights to the marketing laws. And eventually they're going to push those. And then they will be able to tell you that if you purchase something for $199, you are going to be a billionaire overnight. And there will be nothing that we can do about it. We got to do this for the greater good, damn it. Paid subscribers could generate an unlimited number of detailed consumer reviews based on very limited and generic input. According to the FTC's complaint, Writer's service generated detailed reviews that contained specific, often material details that had no relation to the user's input. And these reviews almost certainly would be false for the users who copied them and published them online. Maybe they were trying to help the problem. Tinfoil hat theory here. In many cases, subscribers' AI-generated reviews featured information that would deceive potential consumers who were using the reviews to make purchasing decisions illegal. The complaint further alleges that at least some of Writer's subscribers use the service to produce hundreds, and in some cases tens of thousands, of reviews potentially containing false information. Wonderful. The complaint charges Writer with violating the FTC Act by providing subscribers with the means to generate false and deceptive written content for consumer reviews. Again, because it's illegal to do this. The complaint also alleges that Writer engaged in an unfair business practice by offering a service that is likely to pollute the marketplace with a glut of fake reviews that would harm both consumers and honest competitors. I'm glad that we agree, FTC. The proposed order settling the commission's complaint is designed to prevent, so stop Writer from engaging in similar illegal conduct in the future. It would bar the company from advertising, promoting, marketing, or selling any service dedicated to or promoted as generating consumer reviews or testimonials. So they're not trying to shut down the whole company. They're like, they're writing services, whatever. I don't really like these writing services. All right. I'm not a big fan of self-publishing. because it's made it so that a whole bunch of really shitty books and now like anyone can just publish anything and claim that it's a fucking source and it just gets done now. So it helps in the spread of misinformation. And so for me, these writing AIs are iffy because it's like we don't want books to be written by AI, Mouse Black, and we also don't want like anything to be done by AI. I don't like the idea of AI videos on YouTube. I'm not a big fan of using a lot of AI art. I think that if you're doing that too, you must have to say that it's AI. You shouldn't be able to be like pass it off as your artwork if it's not actually your artwork. Like it opens up a door for like a lot of plagiarism, a lot of like forging stuff, a lot of like fake artists that should not be seen as artists when they're competing with people that are actually making art. Okay? I don't think that if I generate an AI image, it should be viewed as the same as if somebody sits down and spends 10 hours drawing something. Those are not the same thing. I can guarantee you, even if I sit down for 10 hours and draw something, almost everyone can draw it better than me if they sit down for 10 hours. But like so it's an iffy thing. So I'm not sure how I feel about AI in this writing sphere, but I'm no longer a writer, so I don't really have to worry about that. So good luck to all of you out there in booktube and stuff that are fighting the good fight. I agree. I'm not into it. I feel like it's scary and the art community's a little worried. I understand. And so I'm not a big fan of a company like this, to be honest with you. But I'm telling you that because I understand that I may be biased here. Okay? I don't know. And it's the same even with the music, which I'm guilty of using. Like, I think you guys know when it's AI music that I'm posting up. And then when it's me singing, right? We can tell the difference. I've done both, so it's not hard to figure it out. But I do think that you should have to be like, this is AI. And here on YouTube now, if you're using AI, you're supposed to say it's AI. They have a spot now whenever you upload a video. And if you're doing some fake video in AI, you're also supposed to say it's AI. Marty and Chris don't do this, and it drives me nuts. And I think that we do need to do things like that. And that's how we can kind of protect real artists, real writers that are sitting down, spending years writing a book. That's not the same thing as someone sitting down and using a fucking AI prompt to write a book. You're not a writer. That's not writing. You know, like I'm a researcher on here. I'm not a videographer. I'm not even really a creator. I'm more of like a researcher. And that'd be fun. You know, but it's like, I couldn't imagine sitting down and using like some AI prompt and then like publishing it as even an article and then being like, yeah, I wrote this, guys. I wrote this. This is all mine. Like, that's weird. Okay. And it, like, maybe if you need AI to write a whole article, then you're not up for writing an article. Maybe you're just not the type of person that can do that. So then hire somebody who can. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yes, are we opening up jobs for people to run the AIs and make the AIs and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But I understand these issues, and we do have to talk about them and ensure that we do things to protect real artists out here. You know, because even the music industry is a little worried about AI songs and stuff coming out here, and a lot of them are using artists that have not agreed to be used, and they don't want it done. So you have to be really careful in your use of AI and how you're using AI. So I do like that the FTC is doing this. I hope that this is kind of what they're doing, is trying to combat some of that so that it protects, like they said, other competitors and the consumers. So it says the commission vote authorizing the staff to issue the complaint and propose administrative order was 3-2. Yeah, because, people who like MLMs might like false reviews. With commissioners Melissa Holyoke and Andrew Ferguson voting no. Interesting. Commissioner Holyoke and Ferguson issued statements. The FTC will publish a description of the consent agreement package in the Federal Register soon. The agreement will be subject to public comment for 30 days, and then they will decide whether or not to make the proposed consent order final. Instructions for filing comments appear in the published notice, so you can go to regulations.gov. The next one was called FBA Machine. FBA Machine. That also sounds like a scam to me. In June, the FTC took action against a business opportunity scheme that allegedly falsely promised consumers that they would make guaranteed income through online storefronts and utilized AI-powered software. According to the FTC, the scheme, which is operated under the names passive scaling, very interesting, close to OnPassive, isn't it? An FBA machine cost consumers more than $15.9 million US based on deceptive earnings claims that rarely, if ever, materialize. So see, like, if one person has made the money, then they'll say rarely, if ever, materialize. If not one person has made the cent that they claim, they say never materialize. The complaint alleges that Bratislav Rosenfeld, we'll just call him Steven, okay? We're going to call, also known as Steven Rosenfeld and Steven Rosen. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You have a reputation, do you? Has operated the scheme since 2021, initially as passive scaling. This is what I mean when I tell you guys that there's so many companies that sound like OnPassive. This is a good example of several of them going, we'll help you run online businesses where you sell the ability to run online businesses. We'll do all the marketing and everything for you. Like they're all kind of like that. Right? When passive scaling failed to live up to its promises and consumers sought refunds and brought lawsuits, Rosenfeld rebranded the scheme as FBA Machine in 2023. The rebranded marketing materials claim that FBA Machine uses AI-powered tools to help price products in the stores and maximize profits. By what? Just upping the price? The scheme's claims were wide-ranging, promises consumers that they could operate a 7-figure business. You can make 7 figures. And citing supposed testimonials for clients who generate over $100,000 per month in profit. Company sales agents told consumers that the business was risk-free and falsely guaranteed refunds to consumers who did not make back their initial investments. A lot of them seem to do that, which range from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So people were paying tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to do this. As a result of the FTC's complaint, the federal court issued an order temporarily halting the scheme and putting it under the control of a receiver. The case against the scheme is still underway and will be decided by a federal court. The commission vote authorizing the staff to file the complaint against Rosenfeld and a number of companies involved in the scheme was 5-0. The complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of New Jersey. The Operation AI Comply cases being announced today. So those are the cases. That's it. Now we're back on to talking about the FTC Operation AI Comply. Oh, you're going to have to go back and watch. We reacted to Marty and Chris today and talked about the new court date, which is April 6, 2026. Read articles and had a laugh at Marty's bad streaming. And now we're going through this information about Operation AI Comply. Very similar, right? Very similar. And all of them are similar to each other. It just goes to show you like how many of these things there freaking are. So the Operation AI Comply cases being announced today build on a number of recent FTC cases involving claims about artificial intelligence, including Automators, another online storefront scheme, Career Step, a company that allegedly used AI technology to convince consumers to enroll in bogus career training, NGL Labs, a company that allegedly claimed to use AI to provide moderation in an anonymous messaging app it unlawfully marketed to children. Wonderful. Rite Aid, which allegedly used AI facial recognition technology in its stores without reasonable safeguards, and CRI Genetics, a company that allegedly deceived users about the accuracy of its DNA reports, including claims it used an AI algorithm to conduct genetic matching. The Federal Trade Commission works to promote competition and protect and educate consumers. The FTC will never demand money, make threats, tell you, blah, 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 blah. You can go to consumer.ftc.gov in order to get more information about consumer topics. And if you want to report fraud, scams, and bad business practices, you go to reportfraud.ftc.gov. OnPassive has been reported to them exhaustively. So, you know, hopefully they'll also get in trouble for some of this stuff in future. We can only hope. I'm not giving up on the FTC just because the SEC has stepped in, but the FTC might not do much until this stuff with the SEC is figured out. So I think maybe that's why not much is going on with them with OnPassive. We got the SEC on it, though. Even though the court case has been moved to April of 2026, it's all still happening. And again, this is so that they can ensure that they get all of the information from India, which we want them to have. We do want them to talk in the case about some of these new things that have been coming up, because the SEC case was handed in and started in August of 2023. They want to add what's been going on in this last year with OConnect, with the Hyderabad and Dubai employees not being paid, and all of this stuff they need to talk to India about. So as we spoke about at the beginning of the stream, that's why it's going to take a while. And I like that we have some extra time, because hopefully that means it's not going to be pushed again. Like, hopefully now it's happening April 2026. And the SEC can get all of the information that they need. I guess we'll just have to see what happens going forward. I am hoping that I can do Friday tomorrow. I am not making any promises, but I am hoping it might be an evening one, though. So stay tuned for that. I will post it up on my community tab. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down below in the comment section. Please do go and comment after the stream. It helps me in the algorithm. And we want to get the word out that this thing is a scam. And I hope that you found this information about the FTC's new thing interesting. You know, Operation AI Comply will hopefully make it so that consumers are protected and competitors are protected. And how do you guys think? Like, do you think that this maybe we can use this to get them to look at OnPassive more? maybe OnPassive should listen to this stuff and take note to learn how to do things better, because they should be operating legally, not breaking the law. You know, that's basically the best we can ask for at this point until the SEC shuts them down. So I hope that all of you have a fabulous rest of your day. Again, stay tuned in the community tab. I will post upcoming streams there. I love all of you, and I'll see you all very, very soon with another one. Mwah! And because we did do an OnPassive stream, we're in it to win it today.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufar. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3 minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but
Yeah.
call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Crazy and talking about your experiences.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Hopefully I see you all tomorrow.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufar.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.